Good afternoon. Hi, happy Sunday. I am so excited to be able to come on. It's been a busy week, but I was just so excited because what we're going to be talking about this week, I think, is a game changer for many people. My name is Melody Kashumba. Welcome to this live. If you're on the Accelerate Pain to Purpose page, it's amazing to have you on this page, a page that is supposed to help uplift you, help support you, help you know you're not the only one who has had perpetual cycles of pain. And this is a page that is meant to support you, and it's a page that's meant to motivate you to move out of pain to purpose. My name is Melody Kashumba, and I am a Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I serve women who have realized that they have perpetual cycles of pain and they are ready to take back their power. These women are ready, the women I serve are ready to move from pain to purpose. I help women stand on their pain and use their pain as fuel to move from a place to move into a place of purpose, finding their passion and power on the way. And I use the analogy because I was born and raised in Africa, in Zimbabwe, that we used kind of boxes of matches to make fires. You know, this is a page that's meant to spark that plug in you and stimulate you into a place of purpose. The reason I have a passion for helping women move from pain to purpose is because my story, my whole life story, has episodes of pain, and it took me a while to realize the why me, because there was a time in my life where I used to wonder, but why me? Why do I have all this pain? So I was born and raised in Africa. My parents were Hi, how are you? Welcome to the live. Excited to have you. I was just introducing myself and saying, say hi when you come in so I can know you're here, and so I can just acknowledge you and celebrate you, right? It's always a day of celebrating you and letting you know how much value you are. But I was born and raised in Africa, and as welcome in and say hi as you come in so I know you're here so I can celebrate you. But I was just introducing myself. Saying I'm Melody Kashumba, Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I help women move from pain into purpose. My story is I was born in Zimbabwe, Africa. My parents were middle income family. So we had times where we had a whole lot, and then we had times where we went without. But what was different about how I was raised is my parents had the mindset early on to raise us to believe we could become anything. Now, my parents were believers of God and believers and had strong faith, and that's a big reason why they raised us the way they raised us. But in the way they raised us to believe we could become anything. I remember times when we didn't have much, but my parents would still take us to places that people that had affluence were, right? So my parents they would take us to the airport, would see airplanes flying. My parents would also that would take drives. We may not have been going anywhere, but they'd take us on a drive in the morning to the country. We would actually pick fruit, like fruit is expensive, but they'll take us to a place where in Africa fruit grows wild, and we would pick fruit, fill the fruit up in a car and come home. But they found ways to make us know that we were not our current situation. And so as I grew up, I began to believe that I could do anything, that with God on my side and if I adopted certain habits, I could become anything. And if I didn't stay where I was all the time, in the place that I was mindset, I could go anywhere. So when early on, I told my dad, I said, I want to come to the United States of America. And my dad said, absolutely. And I just was like, yes, I can go to the United States. So I started to do things that aligned with where I was going. And it was just ingrained in me that you could become anything. So it made sense to go to the American Information Center all day and look at the things about America. everything about America because I'm going there, right? It made sense to call the school, talk to the people at the schools, become friends with the schools because I was going there. It made sense to go to the American Embassy, ask questions because I was going there. So as time went on, I lived as if I was already in America. I lived with the assurance I was on my way to America until America moved in my direction, and I actually was the first in my generation to come to the United States of America. So that's just an example of one thing. Hi, welcome. When you come in, just say hi so I can celebrate you. Happy Sunday. But I'm so glad you're here. I was just explaining who I am, Pain to Purpose Accelerator, and my call to help women, not because of just I want to help, but because of my story. I am that woman who had pain and perpetual cycles of pain. However, over time, I overcame that pain by not standing in that place of pain and becoming who I am today. So I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about today. And I just have to say, I work with women who are ready to move out of pain, not that want to make pain their story. Because think about it. If you stay in that place of pain and you make it your story, you are still going to have to go through the pain. But if you're going through the pain in an attitude of defeat, it's going to be harder. But if you go into that pain with a different perception and a different paradigm and a different mindset. Hey, Chrissy, how are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. So excited to see you. Today, I am going to be talking about passion. And I was just introducing who I am, and I was just talking about my story. So having said that, I am an example, and that's just one example of pain, but I also was in relationships that, welcome. I was in relationships that were not good for me. And over time, it was really in the relationships, the people told me I was not good enough. The people told me and I always talk about this, where somebody told me, and even I thought about marrying you. And it was after a while that I realized that I'm repeating the same cycles of relationships that are not good for me. So instead of repeating the same relationships that are not good for me, let me try a different approach. Let me not be around the people that within the relationships that are not good for me. And what happened is I found myself. Hi, welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy International Women's Day. I have to say that I actually have to stop because today is a day we celebrate women. Happy International Women's Day. It's an amazing, amazing day. It is a day where we celebrate ourselves worldwide. All over the world, we are celebrating women. Happy International Women's Day. You are an amazing woman. You are amazing women. And my prayer is that from today, as we spring forward, you are going to find that passion, find your purpose, and live an abundant life and be winning because you were born for greatness. But talking about the relationships that I was in, when I finally realized who I was, and I realized, you know what, I'm beautiful. When I realized, you know what, I deserve better. When my mind changed, I actually had to change my mindset towards myself because that type of a relationship made me look at myself in a light as if I was less than. And when I changed my mindset, which is the perception, we've talked about that. When I changed my perception towards myself, the world actually changed their perception about me because they began to see this beautiful me, this fun me, because I believed first. I had to believe first. So that's an example of another type of pain in my life that followed me constantly until I broke the cycle using the tools that I actually talked to you about in my lives. And slowly I am here today and I am happy. I am fulfilled. I am not in a relationship by choice, not because there's nobody today, but because the right person who can appreciate the value in me will come. And when they come, then they can celebrate me with me, right? But anyway, today I want to go straight into what we're talking about today. I'm so excited about what we're talking about today because this is my favorite thing to talk about, passion. So how your passion moves you into your purpose. So I have to first talk about, people always wonder, what is my passion? I've heard a lot of people asking themselves, what is my passion? I've seen people actually asking other people to help them figure out their passion. But your passion, even when somebody's helping you figure out your passion, you are the best storyteller of your passion based on your life experience from where you've been. So when you look at passion, I was just looking up the actual definition. It says passion can be anything that together, simultaneously, it challenges you, intrigues you, something that motivates you, something that puts you to work, right? We may think that if I'm doing something in my passion, then I won't have to work much because it's along the lines of it's my passion. But passion actually puts you to work. And think about it. If passion puts me to work and I'm a person who's been through pain and I'm trying to move into my purpose, if passion puts me to work, then passion takes the attention off my pain, right? And puts the attention towards where I'm going, and I'm actively working towards my passion. So as I speak to you on this live, I want you to think about something that simultaneously at the same time, what is that thing that challenges you? What is that thing that intrigues you? You know, like, you know, that thing that intrigues you. Welcome, 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 welcome to the live. I'm so excited you could join. We're just talking about how to move from passion, how passion moves you into purpose. And I'm Melody Kashumba, your Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I work with women that want to move from pain to purpose. Today we're talking about passion. So as we're going through the live, I want you to think about, what are those things you're willing to sacrifice for? What are those things you love to do that you're willing to sacrifice for, right? I love working with women. And over the past few years, I have flown to the United Kingdom for a conference. I am a co-founder of a women's organization called Victorious Women, and we help women live victoriously, right? Because I'm passionate about it, I will sacrifice and I will go to the United Kingdom every August for this conference because it's something that I'm enthusiastic about. So think about something that you're willing to sacrifice for. Think about something that you're willing to sacrifice your pleasures to invest in, right? There are people who love traveling. They will put all their money on traveling because they love to see new places. They love to meet new people. That's a passion for other people. And think about something that you're eager to do. Think about something that you're interested in. I'm not saying think about something you're doing. No, I'm saying no matter where you are with your pain, think about that thing that intrigues you. Think about that thing that you're enthusiastic about. Whether or not you're doing it is another story, because when we have pain in us, when we're not at our best, when we're not working at our best, we may not have the drive or the energy to actually do those things that we enjoy, those things that we're enthusiastic about. But those are the things those are little flickers of passion. I get so excited when I'm talking about it because it's so amazing, especially when you find your passion, right? I always love to talk to women. I always like to help women. I always loved conversating with women. I always loved motivating with women. But until I actually sat down with my coach, Mia Redrick, and actually thought, when she helped me work through what I'm passionate about, that's when I realized that, oh my goodness, I'm passionate about women. I'm also very passionate about moving away from pain. So I am passionate at moving women from pain to purpose. Welcome to the live. I'm so excited you could join. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm Melody. I'm just talking about how we're moving from passion into purpose. So another thing is, what do you feel excited about, right? What excites you? What excites you when you think about it, when you talk about it, when you see people and you're thinking about it? What excites you? So as we talk about how your passion moves you into purpose, I want you to remember what we've talked about those flickers of passion, those flickers of the things that you're passionate about that are in you, but you may not have been able to live with those things higher, and those things you may not be able to move leading with those things because of your situation, your circumstance, and because of the residue of pain over time, right? So now the biggest thing is, when we think about what we're passionate about, it is actually linked. For us people that have been through pain, it's actually linked to our pain, believe it or not. So when you think about the pain, what areas in your life of pain have you overcome? One thing is people like us who move from pain to purpose, we don't realize it, but we attract those situations of pain, right? Like me, my example, I can speak for myself. I attracted the same type of guy who brought pain. Different faces, same type of guy, pain, pain, pain. They had their own issues, which they reflected on me, made me feel like I was not beautiful, made me feel like I was not achieving anything. Meanwhile, I'm doing just fine being Melody, right? So for me, it was the guy. And then for me, again, it was poverty. I was not raised with a silver spoon, but we had times where we had a lot, we had times where we had less. So over time, it became my mission. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you could join. I'm just talking about how your passion moves into your pain. So I'll give an example of poverty and repetitive cycles of relationships that were not good for me. That's the pain I've overcome. So the beauty about it is when I see or hear of a situation of somebody who's trying to overcome poverty, or women that are in poverty in different countries, or I see somebody that has an unfortunate upbringing, I am attracted and drawn to try to help that person. And without whether I could do anything or not, I am able to speak life into that person because that's what I have. If I have more, then I can give more. But the pain that I've overcome, poverty, and the pain that I've overcome, relationships that are not good, that is something those are the two things that I've overcome. So I've overcome pain of poverty. I've overcome pain of relationships. That's the pain I've overcome, as well as I have other types of pain, remember, because we have perpetual cycles of pain, but those are the things that stick out. And I've overcome the pain also of limitation, where what life tried to tell me was I could not be more than my situation. But I have been able to, by the grace of God, break through limitation and say, I can be anything because God says so, because I know so, because I am not my pain. And by standing on my pain, I can break through limitation, right? So those are the pain that I have overcome. I want you to think about the pain you've overcome, because you know your story more than I can tell your story. What pain have you overcome? What pain are you overcoming? What pain are you currently experiencing? Because that's linked to your purpose. That is linked to your passion, right? How do you feel? How do you feel when you overcome the pain? So think about something that really, welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to have you. Happy International Women's Day. I'm just talking about how we're going to move from how passion moves you into purpose. So if you think about the pain you've overcome, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back for any victory that you've overcome. The reason I'm saying so is any pain that you've overcome, how did you feel when you overcame that pain? How did I feel when I came to America? Oh my goodness. I realized that I am not my pain. So in that place, when I got to America, I realized I'm not my pain. I had revived energy. I had rejuvenated purpose because I had overcome my pain. Give your credit for the pain you've overcome. What have you overcome? Even if it is ending a relationship that wasn't good for you, give yourself a pat on the back and get revived energy for that, because you're one step closer to where you're trying to be, right? For me, overcoming poverty. Every day that I take steps towards overcoming poverty, I am giving myself a pat on the back and giving God the glory and saying, thank you, God. Give yourself credit for the pain you've overcome, right? And those are your flickers. The flickers of your passion are in the pain that you've overcome. What am I passionate about? Well, there's a story in your pain that leads right to your passion, right? To what you're passionate about. And how do you feel when you encounter somebody going through the things that you've overcome, the things you're trying to overcome? How do you feel? For me, when I see somebody who's going through pain of any type of pain, unease, whether it's physical pain, mental pain, life pain, I have compassion. it really hurts me because I know what it is to be there, right? Now, it really hurts me to the point of I have a flame in me that is determined to step in as much as they'll let me to help them see that they could be greater. A woman who's been in a relationship that's not healthy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A woman who's been in a relationship that's not healthy for her. The fire in me, because I've been there, because I've been in relationships that were not good for me, where the relationships wanted to contain me and make me less than what God has intended for me to do. When I see somebody going through that same limitation and is either overcoming a relationship that's not good for them or they're coming out of it, the fire in me is stirred up. Because I've been there and I want to tell them, you will get through this. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You can become better than this. And I am passionate about it. And it's almost to a point where I have no control over it because I just get stirred up. Because the fire in me has been there. And I am now, the way I'm programmed is I am very intuitive to that. I've been through a relationship that's not healthy for me. I know what it feels like. So when you're telling me about it, I get you. I've been through poverty. I've been through wanting to be something, and seeing what I'm seeing tells me I can't overcome limitation, tells me I can't overcome poverty. And I've overcome different milestones. So when you're telling me that's where you are, I feel you, and I can speak to you from that place where I know you could do it. You could do it. And when you set your mind to do something and you take steps every day towards it and you change your perception towards what you're looking at and you stand on that situation, stand on that pain with a different mindset saying, I am a winner. You will win because I've been there, right? So this is how your passion moves you into your purpose. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the live. I'm so excited you could join. Amazing that you could be here. And if you don't mind, if you could just say hi, just so I can celebrate you. Happy International Women's Day. You are destined for greatness like never before. This is our year. I mean, it is just our year. But back to what I'm talking about. So how your passion moves you into purpose. So let's take it back to pain to purpose. We are women that have had perpetual cycles of pain. You know your pain that you've been through. When you identify your pain, also, when you identify your pain that you've overcome, how do you feel when you're dealing with people that are going through the same type of pain? If you've not thought about it, I want you to, this week, when you go through your week, I would like you to look at your pain that you've been through, pain you've overcome and pain you're trying to overcome. I want you to see how you feel when you meet women that are going through the same type of pain. There's something in you that's attracted to them, and this is in a healthy way. There's something in you that wants to help them. There's something in you that wants to comfort them and tell them you've been through that road and they could become they could be whatever they want to be. For me, when I see a woman that's going through pain, I am just stretched out and saying, you are more than that. God has great things for you. This life, you're meant to live a life where you're happy. You're meant to live a life that's fulfilled. You're meant to for greatness, right? So when you see your pain in somebody else, I want you to see how you feel. I want to see what feelings that stirs in you. And 9 times out of 10, it stirs up a fire in you that wants to share with them that this is nothing. You could be whatever you want and you can overcome, and to share your story you want to share your story with them so they can feel encouraged. When we have been through pain and we have overcome whatever, give yourself victory for whatever pain you've overcome. You have a fire in you that's stirred up, and that's the base of passion. Passion is that thing that is ignited in you. You don't have any control over it because life and circumstance have stirred it in you. Remember that potential we've talked about, that people that have been through pain have a lot of potential? That potential is passion. There's things that you've been through that you know nobody else has been through those things. that you can help another woman who's going through that pain, or man, depending on who you're called to serve, right? You can help somebody overcome it. Whatever it is. For other people, it's they started a business and the business failed. They overcame it and then built an empire, right? That person, when they see somebody struggling in business, is going to be very inclined to help and mentor people how they can sustain business because they've been there. So it's not just relationships and it's broad. That's how we find our passion. Those things that we were challenged with in life and we overcame, they stretched us. In us, we built potential. In potential, there's passion that's waiting for that match, right? I get so excited when I'm talking about that. So there's passion that's waiting for that fire to be lit. When you find the areas in your life that you overcame, when you find the areas in your life that you continually have pain, and you speak to people that are going through those same areas, and it stirs in you just a wanting to share and wanting to encourage and whatever it is, or wanting to help, wanting to educate, that's the base of your passion. Now, for the reason why other people do not realize their passion is you have to act. You have to take that step to figure out what areas in your life have brought pain. Welcome to the life. What areas in your life have brought pain? How did you overcome the pain? What feelings do I feel when I have the pain? Now, if you don't help other people through the pain by choice, that's your choice. But I tell you, there's a big thing about paying forward. Whatever you've been through, when you pay forward and help somebody else go through the same thing, life has a way of just opening doors for you, right? That's why people pay it forward. I was at the drive-thru the other day, and the car ahead of me paid for my coffee, and then I came and the lady's like, "Hey, you gonna pay it forward?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And as I was driving, I was so excited because I was wondering how many people are going to pay forward today. It's the same thing for us. When we've been through whatever we've been through, we need to pay it forward, right? So by paying it forward, you begin to attract so much from the world, so much from life, right? So as I am so encouraged when I speak to women, when I encourage them, when I help them understand what pain is and the purpose the pain is in their life, and how they can use that pain, how they can change their perception towards the pain so it doesn't own them, how they can develop patterns in their life, habits in their life that lead to victory, how victory will see them walking in a newfound power. And when you're walking in a newfound power, and we've talked about this in the other live, feel free to listen to the other live, but we've talked about power. When you are doing the things that lead to where you're trying to go, you find yourself walking in power. But you got to take the time every day to take conscious steps to move towards where you're going. When you're now walking in power, it's infectious. When you see somebody going through what you've been through, you just reach out, whether you like it or not. In you now have this GPS that's like, that's me. Have you been through poverty? Let me tell you about it. Are you thinking poverty is a limitation? Let me tell you my story. It is not a limitation. This is a girl who made it from Zimbabwe, Africa, Harare to the United States of America based on faith, based on habits, based on patterns, based on mindset. And it was my parents really that stimulated that. But today, back then, I didn't realize my parents had a different mindset. But when I started working with my coach, Mia, she helped me realize that mindset is a big deal. And that's when I realized that, wow, my mindset was different way back. I just didn't have a name to it, right? So as I come to the close of this, when you start helping other people overcome those things that you've overcome, and there's nothing. Welcome to the live. Excited to have you. Happy Women's Day, International Women's Day. There is nothing that is small when it comes to dropping little seeds of your passion. It doesn't matter how little you think it is. When you help somebody move through, overcome something you've overcome, it goes a long way. And the more you do it, the more you overcome. And you'll find that whatever you're going through right now, if you just take the steps to start trying to figure out what your pain is, to start to figure out what are the things that bother you, what are the things that excite you when you're doing. When you work through that, you are able to find the things you're passionate about. When you're passionate about something and you do it, you don't have to think about it. You wake up jazzed up. I wake up ready. I wake up ready. We also talked about leading with your strongest points. I'm a motivator. I love motivating women. I love helping women understand their value. So I wake up that way, and that's how I lead my life. But that's my passion also, right? That's my passion. I'm passionate about it. And so while I was doing those things, I actually realized that, wow, that's my purpose. So purpose is not something that's far off. Purpose is something we walk into, but the vehicle into purpose is our passion. And passion is what sustains you in purpose. You gotta love something to be sustainable in it, right? You gotta love something to make a difference. You gotta love something to help somebody else. So passion is not selfish. Passion is not self-serving. Passion actually serves other people. Passion serves the world. So if we start by serving ourselves, by realizing the value we have, if we start by giving ourselves victories for what we've overcome and saying, yay, you've overcome, and then we figure out how we can serve the world with those things we can overcome, no matter how small they are, and then finding the things that we love to do. And that's the thing, that when you love to encourage, when you've been through something and you see somebody going through it, you literally will love to talk about it. For some people, I know, Chrissy, you love sales. What is it about sales that you love? There's something in you somewhere that loves sales, right? There's a reason you're passionate about it. And when you can help another woman how to sell, because not everybody can sell, when you can use your strong point as a salesperson and you can use that and serve the world with that, the pain you have will shrink. It won't be a factor, because you'll be so busy inspiring the world through sales that you actually discover new friends, you discover new paradigms, you discover new hobbies, you discover new careers and stuff like that. And I remember we worked together for so long, and you would just blow my mind with sales, and you could just walk into a place and just, you were sales Chrissy. But that's your strong point. So thank you. Welcome to the live. I'm almost winding down. I'm Melody Kashumba, your Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I serve women that are tired of perpetual cycles of pain. I serve women that are ready to win. I serve women that do not want to make pain their story. I help women stand on their pain, change their perception towards their pain, right? As opposed to saying, I am my pain, we say to the pain, hey, this is Melody. I woke up today and I have your number. You're not going to rule my day. I am going to win. And we stand on that pain, knowing that when we have been through so much pain, we have capacity, we've stretched. And that capacity, like we just learned today, in that capacity we have inside us rests our passion. And our passion is just waiting for that light to go, that match, that fire. And once that fire is lit, the world will not know you. The world will not recognize you, and you are destined for greatness. So I don't know if you have any questions. If you have any questions, I'll hang around for questions. But I am available if you want to message me. I am available. I am a motivator. I am available to encourage. I am available to talk. I may start coming on once during the week. Hey, how are you? Amin Tabauti. Where are you joining us from? Welcome to Pain to Purpose. Nice to see you. Amazing to have you. I am just winding down, and I was just talking about being a Pain to Purpose Accelerator. If you have any questions, I will take your questions right now, but I am just so encouraged, and I just want to encourage you and say you are destined for greatness. There is no limitation, but most of the battle is in us overcoming ourselves. we have to overcome ourselves. We have to understand the greatness that lies in us. So pain is not our story, but we stand on the pain and we change our perception towards it, and we rise into higher levels of influence and impact, and we help serve the world. So if you have any questions for me, I'll take any questions. Feel free to message me if you like. I'm going to be trying to come on at least once during the week, just to share and help us grow, right? I'm growing just like everyone else is growing, and we have to support each other from us. We have to support each other through the pain. It's so important that we stick together and we support each other. And I encourage mainly my biggest, the people I encourage are women, so that we win and we move from pain to purpose. And I want to encourage you this week to encourage someone. Encourage somebody, because your encouragement will move them into a higher place. If you don't have any questions for me, I am going to go ahead and log off. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for taking the time to log on to this live, and I hope something in this live sparks something in you. Let's remember to pay it forward. Doing good. Doing good. Excited you could join us today. I'm just ending the live, and I hope you have a good week, and I hope you have a winning week. Take care of yourselves and help encourage somebody and pay it forward. If you have any questions, I'll take questions. I am doing good. I'm excited that everybody could join, and I'm excited for your week. And I just want to encourage you, you're destined for greatness. But if you don't have any questions, I will go ahead and log off. Have a beautiful Sunday, and see you next week Sunday. I will keep you posted when I start coming on during the week. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate the hearts. They're beautiful. I appreciate the hearts. And I thank you for being here today. And happy International Women's Day. Have a beautiful winning week. And see you next week, where we're going to be talking about more, because we're moving from a place of defeat. We're moving into a place of purpose. We're moving from a place of pain, and we're moving to a place of winning in purpose. I celebrate you. Have a good day. And seeing that no one else has any questions, I am going to go ahead and log off. Happy Sunday.